Hello boys and girls, it's Mr. Arneson here, just introducing your next project. The next project will involve creating a Mexican or Aztec sun design. All of us will be doing a drawing of the Aztec or Mexican sun. Some of us, especially the e-learners, may just simply color their drawing. However, the e-learners will have an option to come in to pick up some materials to take this project one step further. That one step further is going to be to transfer that drawing. So here's my drawing that I used in this video. I'm going to take this drawing and transfer it to a sheet of metal. I've got gold, I've got copper, and I've got silver. We're going to transfer it to that colored metal, and then we're going to work that metal to create a raised metal, I don't want to call it a sculpture because it's not really a sculpture, but it's a raised metal piece of art. This process is known as repousse. Boys and girls, the first step in preparing this handout to do our project is going to be to fold it in half. And we have to match up these corners. So you may need to hold this up to a very bright light or to a window so you can see through the paper to match up these corners. Okay, so I've already done mine, so I'm just going to fold it over. You're going to hold it up to a bright light and you can see right through the paper. You want to match those corners up and then fold your paper. That's where we start. Okay, then I'm going to fold this in half reverse, so I only see half of my paper or half of my box. And then I'm going to begin my design process. The first step in creating my sun design, of course, is going to be to draw a circle. We need to have a circle for our sun. Okay, I'm going to use this stencil because I've got this fancy stencil here, but I want to choose a circle that's small enough that's going to allow me room on top and room on bottom for my sun rays. Okay, and this particular stencil has really nice marks on it so I can tell right when I'm halfway there. Okay, if your sun's not perfectly halfway, that's okay. You want to get just as close as you can. That might be harder to do with a cover. You might have to just kind of guess a little bit, but that's alright. So I'm going to start with a circle or half circle like this. The Mexican suns, if you looked at the examples that I showed you, okay, they have a face. So I want to put a face on mine. Yours can be happy, could be sad, could be angry and mean. However you want to make your Aztec or Mexican sun. So I'm going to shoot for one that looks kind of mean. I'm going to hopefully get it. I don't know. We'll see. So I'm shooting for a design that might make it look kind of mean. I wasn't very successful on my first effort or first attempt. So I'm going to try this one. Okay, and then I'm going to do kind of a mean mouth on it. And with lips and jagged teeth showing. Okay, and then maybe I'll put some little maybe like scar marks here on the side of his cheek. Okay, so I have his face finished, half of his face, because the other half we're going to create by rubbing this design down. Okay, now I'm going to do some sun rays. Okay, and I want all my sun rays to connect Please don't leave any gaps along your circle where your sun rays do not connect. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, I'm going to do this sun ray first, then this one. Okay, and if you see what's happening, all my sun rays are meeting at one point down the circle. There's no space in between the sun rays. Do your sun rays need to be straight? No, you can make them kind of curly too, but just be aware that if I cut these out, if you do follow through to the metal part of this, and I'm cutting these out, any ones that are extremely curly or things like that have a lot of detail to them in the sun rays, a lot of curves and things like that will most likely be put to the kind of to the rear of the pack, because those do tend to take quite a while to cut out. Okay, so there's my sun rays. Okay, that's my design. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this paper up. I'm going to fold the clean side over onto the side with the pencil. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rub it with a Sharpie marker or any object that is relatively hard. A spoon would work. Just be careful if you are doing this at home that you're not doing this on any really good furniture that you could scratch if you slip off your paper. And then also make sure you're not using any kind of sharp object that could cause damage to your grown-ups' belongings. Okay, we're going to go ahead. I'm going to do that scrubbing of the periodically sun design and check to see if I've got my whole design transferred. It looks like I can see most of my design. I missed right there, but I know that's a straight line, so I can fix that up really quick. At this point in time then, if you as an e-learner decide you do not want to go ahead and put your design onto these metal foil pieces, or your grown-ups are unable to come in and get these metal foil pieces, you could trace your design out in Sharpie and then color it using colored pencils if you have them, or markers if you have them. Okay, for my remote learners, if you are unable to pick up the additional material, or if you did not want to participate in the extended learning for this lesson, you may color your Aztec sun with colored pencils, markers, crayons, and you can call it done for the project. If you wish to continue on with the additional learning opportunity, then you'll have to have either your folks or your grown-ups come in and pick up one of those pieces of metal that we talked about earlier. And then you can also continue to watch the second video in this series, which will show you how to transfer this design onto the metal sheet. Now, if you do decide to do that metal sheet, you don't have to color this. Okay, it's only if you decide to stop at this point that you would need to color your design.